All right. Okay. Good morning, traders. Good morning, traders, and welcome to this live section. This is another new week, and you're welcome to today's episode. Okay, so if this is your first time joining us, please do well to what hit the subscribe button and leave your name or a GM in the comment section. If you are joining us for the first time, leave a GM in the comment section so that I can welcome you properly. Okay, so I believe we have some OGs in the house. Good morning, and I believe we are all doing great. Do well to share the links. Let your friends and family get to join us this morning. Let's also look at the chat together. Let's look at the chat together this morning. I believe we are all doing great. I believe we are all doing great. Okay, so we're starting with BTC as usual. I believe my mic is okay and my screen is visible. Is my mic okay? My screen. Let me know, please, before I proceed. Okay, I believe everything is okay. So we'll start right away. So, okay, my mic is okay. All right. So we're starting with BTC this morning. So let's look at BTC from weekly time frame. From the weekly time frame, we can see that what BTC has been very, very bullish. BTC has been bullish. So we'll just go straight to the daily time frame and 4 hours to actually what get the most recent price action. So from the weekly bias, we can see that what this was what where we had the last liquidity sweep at this point, and we have what this break of structure at this point. So we'll step down to 4 hours. So sorry, to the daily first. So going down to the daily time frame, so we can get the most recent price action. So on the daily, this will be adjusted properly. Take this line out, please. All right. So here on the daily time frame, this was the last break of structure we had to the upside, and at this point, we have what another break of structure at this point on the daily time frame. And where is the last order block that pushed the price above this point? This was the order block at this point. Here, here is the order block. So we'll step down to 4 hours to actually what get the most recent price action on BTC. Looking at the 4 hours price action, what can you see? We have this other block sitting here. We have this other block, and price came very close to this other block, but what? It didn't tap into it. But what? Price retraced to the upside from this other block. Now, looking at the internal price action on this particular leg of price, we have this was the last week we have at this point. Core price reversed to the upside, and this was the last high. So this was where we had our what? A change of character. We had a change of character at this point. Let me get to mark it properly. We have a change of character here. We have a break of structure to the upside. We have another break of structure at this point, and we have the last one to the upside. From the way we trade, looking at this price action, what can you see? Really, from this entire price movement, there was no proper order block to actually what hold the price. But if you go down to 2 hours or 1 hour time frame from what we did previously last week, let me step down to the 1 hour. So previously, this was the other block we were looking at. And for last week, we had a zone at this point. For those in the Telegram community, that price came back into this zone and what? It was, I think, 1:3, but we'll close at break even. So looking at the most recent price action, what can we see? This was the low I marked previously. So this is what? A liquidity. This is a liquidity. And why is this other block valid? Look at the momentum from this zone and what? There's a fair value gap resting before our other block. And what? We have this liquidity pool sitting at this point. Sitting at this point. But last week, before the news came, we had this high. This was the last high sitting here. And we have this what? This was the previous low sitting. And what happened? Market came back into the zone, took out this previous low. Market took out this low. Before what? This impulsive move as a result of what? News that was released that Friday. And after the news was released, if you look at this price action to the upside, a lot of persons will be marking this point as their order block. If you've been active following up with the videos on the channel and joining our live section, you will know that when we have a sudden break of structure or change of character to the upside, you don't take trade from the immediate order block, because you already have this zone sitting below here, and with this other zone coming here, this is what we call an inducement in the market. What you have here is an inducement. Don't forget. So you coming to place your buy order at this point will be induced into the market. You will be induced into the market. So next time when you see something like this, you need to what? Avoid the price action, because what? That is a trap. That is a smart money trap for you. So let's look at the most recent price action on 1 hour, so we can look for possible trade opportunity to actually what? Take for today. This was where we had the sweep of liquidity, and at this point we had a change of character at this point. And don't forget, this low here is what? Another form of what? Liquidity. Another engineered liquidity to what? Make this zone what? A valid zone for us to actually what? Take our trade from. So now that we are sitting on this demand zone, what are we expecting? Price has what? Giving what? A fake out to trigger in what? Early buyers to come in, and what? Price have taken them out. That was yesterday night, breaking today. Looking at this price action, we will go down to what? The 15 minutes time frame to look for confirmation entry, because I've been monitoring the trade. since yesterday night, and there is no confirmation yet. There's no confirmation yet. So let's go down to 15 minutes time frame. So here we are on the 15 minutes time frame. We actually want to see this price come back into this zone and possibly give us what? A change of character. We want to see a change of character above this high at this point. Then come back towards the other block that the price will give. Then we'll continue to what? To the upside. That's the desired direction. Now, also looking at the 15 minutes time frame, what can we see? If price fails to give us what? A change of character for us to take in our buys, what can we see? Have this other block sitting here. Have this other block sitting here on 15 minutes. And we have this liquidity resting above here. So what do I want to see on the 15 minutes? I actually want to see what? Price move all the way to this point. Then we take a shot to the downside. Let's look at that from 1 hour to actually see if that will give us what? A valid entry confirmation. So looking at the 1 hour price action, this is the last I will actually want to see this price what come back into. We have our liquidity in place and we have what? This momentum to the downside. So we actually want to see what? For BTC to be what? Bullish. For BTC to be bullish, we want to see price take out this high. So we want to see price take out 117,000 for us to be bullish on BTC back. So any buy we are taking from this zone, our take profit should be at this liquidity line or before this supply zone. Our liquidity is sitting here. So our take profit should be at least minimum of 1:3. So our take profit should at least land us at this point before this supply or at this supply if you want to max more profit. So that's what we have on BTC for today. So we'll be looking for confirmation on the smaller time frame, maybe 5 minutes or 15 minutes from this zone. And I'll also drop the setup in Telegram channel. So if you're not on the Telegram channel, please check the pin post on the chat section. It's dropped and pinned. Join and do well towards follow up with our trades. And please note, trading is risky. And don't follow because what the trade is being dropped by me and you go max all in. No. Always do well to manage your risks properly on all trades. Alright. So that's it for BTC. I think I was opportune to actually get a shot on Friday, but that was too quick up on Telegram channel. But I think I shared the result there this and the trade is still up and running. What was the trade idea? We have what this breaker structure to downside at this point. We have another one at this point, so the downside, and have another breaker structure at this point. I had this what other block sitting here. Basically, this is where the other block is, but because this is what a liquidity above it, I can actually take my trade from this point. So the trade was placed at this point. So one to three trades. So it's still running, though. It's still running. And check the Telegram group. Okay, so we'll look at Ethereum. Then we'll also go ahead to look at Solana because a lot of persons are complaining that we don't take more of crypto setups, even more of the Forex traders. And involve more of crypto traders too. Alright, so this was our previous week setup. Alright, so looking at this price action, I have this low sitting here, and this was what the external high, which was taken out. This high was taken out. I have another break of structure at this point. The market was took out the previous low. Now what do we have? At this point we have what? Another change of character. External high was taken out. So what do you want to see on this 4 hours time frame? Looking at the 4 hours, this is the other block we want to take our trade from. Let's go down to 1 hour. Down the 1 hour, let's refine this zone. All right. So let's look at the internal price action. We have a change of character. We have a break of structure. We have a what? Imbalance. This is what? Liquidity. Never you have this type of break of structure and you come back to mark here as your other block. When you see you have liquidity resting below that point, it's an invalid setup. That's an invalid setup. So never you make this mistake of putting your other block at this point. In as much as you have all of these criteria, momentum, there's what? A fair value gap. So this is what we have on Ethereum on the 1 hour time frame. I actually want to see what price come back into the, and we'll wait for what? Entry confirmation. You know how we do it. Don't go in without entry confirmation, except you want to go in aggressively. So that's what we have on Ethereum. Previously, we are looking at Ethereum at this point or last week. That for those that can remember, and what the price came very close to our entry and what snubbed us out. So that's what we have on Ethereum. Is it clear? Let me know. Is it clear? Is it clear? Let me know. Okay, so we'll move over to gold now. Let's look at what gold is printing for us. Okay, so we are on gold. Good traders. We are on gold for the gold traders. So let's look at gold from 4 hours time frame. All right. So looking at the most current price action on gold, what can we see? What can we see? What can we see? Looking at the 4 hours, have this other block Market has already mitigated this. So what was the next order block we're looking at for? I have this one. This one sitting here. We have what? There's a change of character sitting at this point on the 4 hours. Let's go down to 1 hour time frame to have a better view. It's good we are looking at now. It's good already. So from 1 hour time frame, what can we see? This is the 1 hour time frame. We have our break of structure sitting here. We have another word, break of structure at this point here. We have a change of character here because this was the last low that took out this high. So that's a change of character. And market flip what? Bearish. So on the 1 hour time frame, let's refine this zone to the right order block. So on the 1 hour time frame, this is what we have. And extend this to the right. Okay. So for those that actually joined last week, you will see that we had no trade set up on gold last week because we had all of these points as what our liquidity points. We considered all of these points as what our liquidity points. So let's explain what we're actually looking at on gold. After we had this change of character, had this what break of structure at this point. Had another break of structure at this point. So what we're looking at for? We are looking at price coming back to take out this order low. They eventually would come back into our zone. But what? Pricing come back into our zone and it went ahead to take out this liquidity. Don't forget, we have this zone we are looking at for. We have this supply zone we are looking at for. And we have this external high. This is the main supply. Should be targeting on gold. So what can we see for today's price action? Looking at today's price action, this is an inducement. This other block here, an inducement. Because what? We have the main one zone sitting at this point. So be careful if you're looking at for buys because what? We have this zone sitting here and you can see the candle from this other block. Momentum in the candle is massive. Strength and the fair value gap. So definitely I want to see price what return back to this zone. So what am I expecting? I have this supply zone sitting here to actually what push this price back to this zone, or price coming into this zone and taking price to this supply. So if we should get into this zone first, then this supply zone will be invalid. We'll be looking at what taking price above this because this is like a liquidity point. So we want to actually see price come back into this zone before what continuing to the upside. But if the price fails to tap into this zone first, then we want to see a sell from here, but with confirmation. Very important, with confirmation because it's a liquidity point before what the main zone should be taken as sell from. So it's like an inducement point, but I actually want to risk this because what, that's the origin of this entire move to the downside, and I expect this sell to take price to this point. That's if we get to that's if we get to this point before this. But if the price retraces to the downside, this is where we're expecting. So not trading is also trading. Don't forget, mustn't take trade every day. Mustn't take trade every day. You mustn't take trade every day. You mustn't take trade every day. Don't forget, please. So just stay out. Watch out for this zone at this point, and also watch out for this zone. Do well to join the Telegram community so that what, once I set up are due, also what, gets to take the trade with us, because what, I do share all my trades there. Once I get a setup, I do share them on the community so that what, everyone can also what, benefit from that. In our community, we don't rush our trades. Patience is the. All right. So we'll be moving to USDJPY. USDJPY. And also what, drop the pairs you want me to look at in the comment section. Drop your pairs in the comment section. So we'll look at them together. All right. So on USDJPY, what can we see? We have this order block on the 4 hours, and we have this external high words taking out on 4 hours. Let's go down to 1 hour. So on USDJPY, we are still what, bullish from the 4 hours. So let's go down to 1 hour time frame. Look at the most recent price action. Sorry. Okay. So from the 1 hour time frame, this was the last break we had to the downside, and this is the last what, low we have at this point. Let's look at the last high and mark our zones. So this is the last high for this price action. Let's look at the internal price action. Looking at the internal price action, what can we see? We had a change of character here, because what, this is the last high that took out what, this low. So at this point, this is a change of character. At this point, this was what, a liquidity sweep sitting at that point. This high was taken out. So if you remember properly, for last week price action, remember for last week what we are looking at, we had this order block. We have this other block we are looking at. Okay, so this was the other block we are looking at. And this is what, an inducement zone. This is an inducement. And if you see, price has already come into the inducement zone at this point. price even get to it. This is an inducement zone. For those seeing it as what a valid order block, this is an inducement zone. This zone is still valid. And it's very, very easy to actually identify what an inducement zone. When you have a zone before your main zone, just know that the one you have before the main zone, an inducement zone. It's very, very simple. It's very, very simple. In as much as you have all of the confluences lying, look at this point now, you see what? There's another block, there's a fair value gap. You have what? This liquidity resting here to actually what validate this zone. But this is an inducement zone. So we will still looking at price at this point. We'll still be waiting for price to come back to this zone. So this is what we'll have on Usdjpy. This is what we have on Usdjpy. And for the supply, if we're able to come back to this zone and we get a valid setup, this will be our first target. But this is our last or most recent high. This is the most recent high we have. And if you look at this point, we have what? This supply sitting here. We have a whole lot to actually what back out on Usdjpy. So just stay put. There's no point you trying to faster than the market and blowing up your phone. So just take your time while we wait for the market to come to us at this point. But if you look at 2 hours, look at 2 hours price action. Look at 2 hours price action. Okay, on 2 hours, the price is still yet to even get to this zone. So all fingers crossed. This is what we are waiting for on Usdjpy. This is what we're waiting for on Usdjpy. So this is like a trap, a smart money trap. So be careful. This is where we should be waiting for Usdjpy. We'll move to Gbpjpy before looking at any other setup in the comment section. Please do well to drop the setup you want me to look at before we round up the live section. Okay. Let me take this off. So looking at Gbpjpy, this is our last low on the 4 hours. This was the last break of structure we had to the downside. We had our change of character on the 4 hours at this point. We had this minor break of structure on 4 hours. This should be visible on 1 hour time frame. Yeah, we'll look at BNB after this. Have this break the upside. So looking at 1 hour, looking at 1 hour time frame, so on the 1 hour, there was a break at this point. This was what? A change of character. Price turned what? Bearish at this point. Market came back into this supply and continued to the downside. And from the last week price action, what are we looking at? We are looking at this other block. This is the other block we are looking at. Don't forget there is an other block here, but we'll decide to go with this particular other block because what? There's a fair value gap resting below that point. But assuming we took this trade from the 2 hours for last week Monday, we have actually what? Gotten something, because if you mark this other block on the 2 hours, this is what you have. 2 hours, this is what you have on 2 hours. You have our what? Fair value gap. You have our liquidity at this point, and price tapped into this zone and what? Continue to the upside. But due to refinement we did on the 1 hour, our zone was below. We actually what missed this trade. So what are we expecting on Gbpjpy now? This is the last high sitting here. This is the last high we had. This is the last low. Very, very important. So you know your trading range. So looking at this trading range, for the external low that was taken out, this is where we had as what our break of structure to downside. What can you see? There is what relative equal lows at equal highs, sorry, sitting here. So all you're seeing here is what liquidity. This high, all you have here is what liquidity. That's what you have there. So where is our what supply zone? We have this supply zone. This is our supply zone. So what do we want to see? We want to see price rally all the way to this zone. We can decide to go in with what aggressive entry or what entry confirmation. So this is what we want to see on Gbpjpy for this week. We're looking forward more sales to the downside. And what was the reason? For SL above the candle wick. So this is what we want to see. 1:3. Or we can decide to what target this. That's like 6.8 RR. So if this price rallies all the way to this point, we want to actually take a sell coming down to this low. And looking at Gbpjpy, this low is taken out. We have what a lot of liquidity resting below for price to actually what take out. We have all of this. We have all of these relative equal lows sitting at this point. So we want to see price move all the way down, take out this low, and what continue to the downside. But anyhow, I would definitely still update the Telegram group. So for you not to miss out on any buyers or any trade idea, please do well to join the Telegram community. It's pinned in the comment section. Okay, I think in the comment I'm saying BNB USDT. I believe the Gbpjpy is copied. So that is what we are looking at for. We're looking at for sales since we already missed out on the buy on Monday due to what over refinement. But I will still be looking out for this zone. I will still be looking out for this zone. I will still be looking out for this zone on Gbpjpy. This zone is still very, very important. But we'll go in with entry confirmation. I'll still be looking out for this zone. But on the 2 hours, price has already mitigated this other block. But looking at the 1 hour time frame, this zone is still sitting pretty below here. So look at what price does at this point. So we have this sell here and we have this what buy here. So there is no active trade running except the BTC trade I took personally. Sell. So let's look at the BNB USDT. Okay. Let's just look at BNB from 1 hour from the 1 hour time frame. I have this low here and this high. So that's our trading range. So this is what we have. Okay. So from our trading range, let's get to mark our setup. We have a change of character here because that was the last what? Last high before what? This low. Having this change of character to the upside on the one and looking at the most current price action, this was what? The break of structure, standard break of structure. So what can we see? This is what? Our liquidity sitting here. So we actually want to see BNB. Want to see BNB rally into this zone. This is what I want to see. So Mr. Dave, this is our bias on BNB. So we want to see more sell on BNB USDT. More sales incoming. But you might likely have what? Reaction within this zone. Reaction within this zone. But you have to stay glued to the chart and get to what? Observe what price does at that point. But this is the valid zone to actually what? Look out for. Now let's see if we can actually get a sell entry on this pair, because we've already missed out. We have this change of character. All the other blocks has been mitigated, because if you look at this other block, look at this one here, price has mitigated it. Look at this one. Look at this one sitting here. Price has also mitigated it. So all we have to the upside is what? Liquidity. All we have is what? Liquidity. So actually looking out for sales at this point, a risky one. It's a risky one, because if you see you want to actually look for sell at this point, you have liquidity resting above. So it's best to what? Actually what? To stay out. Best to stay out. I think on the for the crypto market, let's look at Ethereum again. Let's see if okay, our buy order on the Ethereum is pretty far. Let's look at BTC. I think that's where we should be having a possible buy soon. A possible buy soon. And don't forget, I said this buy will be going in with what? Will be going in with what? An entry confirmation. An entry confirmation. And we have what? Our sell. We have our sell order here. We have our sell order here. Just in case what price rallies to upside. We want to actually what? Take our sell at this supply zone. This is our point of interest. And for the buy, this is our point of interest. This point here, let me point it out properly. So this is our point of interest for the buy, and this is our point of interest for the sell. So BTC looks like the pair will be having a possible entry soon, sooner or later, for today or for this week. So make sure you're on the Telegram channel. So once the food is ready to be served, you won't get to miss out, because that's where I will always drop my trade setup. Okay, let's look at Euro USD. Euro USD, and if maybe there is still few minutes, we'll look at GBP USD. So we'll just go from the 4 hours very quick. Okay. So what can you see looking at this price action on Euro USD? First, I'm seeing a supply. I'm seeing a supply. And I think that is what the market is targeting. I'm seeing a supply. And what previously we were looking at this other block. That was like our trading range on the 4 hours. Let's go down to let's go down to 1 hour to actually see what price is doing on the 1 hour time frame. Okay, so the same thing that happened to us last week on Gbpjpy is the same thing that also happened to us on Euro USD. So if you look at Euro USD, you see this other block was what price was used and continued to the upside, leaving our demand zone sitting. So looking at the current price action on Euro USD, we have this liquidity, sitting here, and we have what this supply zone. So what do you want to see? If you see from this supply zone, what can you see? See, you have what this low was taken out, which tells you that what there is a what greater momentum in what coming from what this supply zone. You see the price action to the downside, but what is corresponding what price action to the upside. So we actually want to see this supply zone price coming back into this supply zone. Don't forget, this is not an order block. What you're having here what is not an order block. For those that want to actually what rush to take a buy, this is not an order block. Take note. So we want to see price come back into this zone and what will continue the price action to the downside. Because if you look at 4 hours, looking at the 4 hours time frame, we want to see this price action price come back into this zone and all the way to this point. So that's our expectation on Euro USD, except price gets to violate this supply zone. Except price gets to violate this supply zone and continue to the upside. But for now, we still expect the Euro USD price movement to the supply zone, and once we get an entry with confirmation, we'll be taking our what sell our sell trade to the downside, and this should reflect on GBP USD, because as we all know, GBP USD and Euro USD move in similar directions. They move in similar directions. We had a lot of mistrade last week. Lots. Have the supply. Let's quickly look at GBP USD. Just 2 minutes left for this section to end. Okay, so looking at GBP USD, we had our what change of character. Those are change of character sitting here, followed by what a break of structure to the downside. So what are we expecting from GBP USD? Have this supply still sitting here. We have this supply sitting here. We have what? It's liquidity validating what? That zone. So we actually want to see this price come back, and we'll continue the price leg to the downside. But last week we were expecting to take a what? Take a buy from this zone. And price didn't get to our zone, and what? Price left us. So we'll be looking at for, I think more of our buyers for this week is what? Sells, except Usdjpy that we're looking at for a possible buy, and BTC if we get confirmation. So don't forget to what? Like this section, join the Telegram community so you don't get to miss out on any trade that will be shared. So that will be all for today. So if this section was an interesting one for you, if you got value from this section, please do it to leave it in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts on this section for today. So let's share our thoughts in the comment section before we end this section now. Do it to share your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts on today's live section. Let me know your thoughts on today's live section. Did you get value from today's live section? Did you get any value from today's live section? Okay, great. I loved every part of it. All right, so traders, see you on the Telegram group where we share our trades, and see you same time next week, Monday again. Show up here every Monday by 7 a.m. and don't miss out. Come and join us. Let's learn together. Let's grow together. And let's what? Pack out good funds together. Basically, that's what we do in this community. Okay. Yeah. So you will get to learn more from from us. Thank you for joining us and hope to see you always. Hope to see you. We'll meet here every Monday, 7 a.m. We'll keep to our time. So see you next week again. And please do well to always show up so you don't miss out on anything we do on this particular channel. In here, this channel is not just for pro traders. This channel is for what? Beginners especially, but help you build and grow your trading career. So don't feel like you don't understand, and I'll be announcing it on this live section for the first time. I and my team will have a special package coming up for all beginners traders, and we'll be starting from September till December. That's like a bonus package from this channel and from my team. So what, we'll be building traders and we'll be looking at these values all for free, So please do it to stay tuned, and when it's due time, I'll also make the announcement publicly, the channel and of our handles, so you don't get to miss us. So if you want to take our trading course from beginner to advanced on smart money, we'll be starting from next month. So I'll make registration links available, and the community will be added to. Everything will be available. The admins and those I'll be working with will be available. It's a free class. So please do where to show up and what, see how your trading experience was greatly improved. So see you next week again, same time, same place here on this channel. All right. So that will be all for today. Take care. Bye. Stay blessed.